Hello everyone, my name is Trittany and I'm the reader here at the Crown and Castle Collective, where we're all kings and queens of our own kingdom that we call life. This is a pick-a-pile reading, as you can see, about what do people first recognize about you, what's kind of like their first impression of you, what things do they notice first, whether that's physically about you, your tics, your habits, maybe your body language, or your body appearance. So there are 4 collectives to choose from. Collective number 1, you have the Black Obsidian Arrowhead, given to me by one of my bestest friends. Shout out to Aldo, I love you. Also, collective number 2, we have the Purple Amethyst Point. Woof. And all of the timestamps are also down below in the comments too, of course. Collective number 3, you have the Moldavite, green Moldavite. Don't underestimate these tiny stones or either. There's a reason why I chose a bunch of tiny stones for this reading, but this one of my favorites. If you know what Moldavite's all about, it's pretty dope. Collective number 4, you have a Shiva Lingam. Same way it appears on both sides. All of those timestamps are down below in the comments, so if those numbers speak louder to you than the crystals, then go ahead and use your judgment down there. Of course, all of the goodies are down in the description box as far as how to get a personalized reading from me and where to find me on other social media sites. Also, if you feel like this video resonates with you, yes, go ahead, give the video a like, give me a comment to let me know what resonates with you. And also, if you do subscribe to my channel, you can actually vote to see what videos I post next. So without further ado, we are going to start with pile number 1. I have absolute butterfingers right now. I'm just catching them though. All right, 2, 3, and 4. All right, collective number 1 with the Black Obsidian Arrowhead. What do people first recognize about you? So we are actually going to start out with the oracle cards first, and then we'll move our way into the tarot. Oh, this is a tarot card. We will take this as an oracle. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So, the first oracle card, let's take a look. All right, I'm gonna do all the oracle cards first. Okay, pile number 1, we're gonna jump into your oracle cards here first. So the first card that you have is number 45, Prosperity, adds up to a 9. This is also the root chakra card. This Prosperity card makes me feel like something that's not earned overnight, okay? You're someone that people can tell that you had to crawl before you could walk, and you had to walk before you could run. Everything that is in your life, or that you have, or that you adorn yourself with, if you dress really nice, people can tell that you've worked for it. Maybe if people have known you over time, they have a better idea that you were not born into this, okay? You worked your ass off to get where you are and to earn what you have. And you're very humble with the things that you own as well, or the things that you have around you. You're very grateful, very thankful for, your angels, your spirit guides, and just your perseverance that has allowed you to grow and prosper in every opportunity that you've had within your life, that you have searched for, that you have, placed yourself into, or even situations where you've been blessed to have the opportunities. You're very, very grounded in those. And you worked really hard to get where you're at, and you stay very humble about it. So people recognize that about you first. They do feel a very grounded energy about you, that you are very self-efficient, I don't know, that's not even a word, self-prosperous. I don't know. You're just really good on your own, and you're very strong. And yeah. Also, moving on, we do have the card of Pisces. So this is not sign specific. Pisces is just alluding us to body areas as well. So Pisces does rule hands, feet, legs, more importantly. You could also be someone who is very well filled out. We have fulfillment right next to that, which is, a card of a peach. So you guys could have a nice bum. You guys could have nice legs. You could have thick thighs, okay? You could have thin thighs, and people are still gonna love the way that your body curves or the way that it moves when you walk. You could have a sense of like a kind of flow or sway to you. Pisces is a fish, so you could, definitely have a little bit of that sway thing going on, okay? And people love that, the way that you walk with such grounded confidence and such humble energy, that you stay very grounded and very confident and proud of who you are. And fulfillment is a card that takes time, okay? The peach did not just suddenly appear fully ripened and fully grown on the tree, okay? It's something that took time to fully ripen, to come to fruition, and to have such a juicy quality to it, okay? You could be someone that is, always has a little bit of gossip, has a little bit of tea, you got the juice, okay? But it's never in like, I feel like it's not in a bad way. I feel like you come across as a really supportive friend, as a friend that's always there to kind of like chime in with the conversation or with the situation and how to deal with it long term. You're someone that, people see you as someone who they want to talk with over time. They want to see how much you open up to them, and that you have a lot of good possibilities and abilities. It just like people just want to have you around more often. That could be because like you find you have a nice, very solid but flowy energy to you. So people find that as like really reliable. And we also have apophyllite, and this says increased support. Your positive focus and willingness to receive have opened the doorway to an abundance of help and opportunities. So this is actually like a crystal, apophyllite. Look it up. This might be something that you guys, could use in your life. But increased support. Again, people see you as someone that they can rely on long term, someone who could be there for them for the long run. People, if they see you, they automatically have romantic, thoughts about you. Also with the Pisces and the fulfillment card, people definitely catch feelings for you really easily, but you could be someone who is like very self-dependent, very independent, got your own car, got your own house, got your own place, pay for your own bills. Or if you're already in a relationship, people still catch feelings for you, even if you're committed. And I feel like once you're committed, you're in it for the long run, but people still want a piece of you. They still want to just be your friend. They want to see how you're going to grow and change over time, because if they've already seen you work through your glow up, they're still tuning in to see more, okay? We also have distill yourself time. So this card is kind of like a labyrinth card. So again, you could be a little bit mysterious with this water sign Pisces energy. You could be someone who walks or runs around a lot, someone who is like constantly at least moving, making progress on, your physical activities or, just goals and accomplishments. You're constantly working around your blockages to get your goal in life. People see that prosperity, that like driven mentality that you have, And you're just constantly overcoming obstacles, and that's why it also makes you a really good friend too. If like they're coming to you with some conflict, you're gonna be able to find a resolution with them, or at least be their support along the way. And I feel like you're someone who is just really good at problem solving. And there's a lot to you beneath your surface. And so a lot of people want to get to know you better, and a lot of people want to have you help them through their own challenges, or they want to grow with you. People want to stay with you long term. And yeah, people definitely want to watch you move through life. They want to see what you do. We also have the Eight of Swords, deception. So, the Eight of Swords, this could kind of be like your own energy, which I feel like comes along in the Pisces side of things. You could be a little bit shy and reserved at first, and you could be, worried about how people perceive you. No matter how confident you may come across, or how confident you are in your own, in your own earnings and the way that you've grown up through life, you can still be concerned with how people are perceiving you. So people might pick up, that you're a little bit nervous at first. A lot of people, okay, so this could be like a hater card, all right? Let's be real. So you could have some person or some people who do see you that could, ultimately just hate on you. They could tell lies about you. They could just judge you. That could be a group of people that you used to be friends with, or like a group of family members, who knows. Anyways, it's irrelevant. It's not true. Deception is something that, is only perceived. But I feel like you do really well with those energies as far as knowing what the truth inside of you is with this Labyrinth Distill Yourself card. You're able to remove yourself from those negative energies. You don't put up with this kind of energy within, your friend zone or within your own energy. You don't deal with this deception, okay? You don't put up with people who do lies and trickery and whatnot. Because I feel like you're such a supportive person that you want to have a friend group, or, people around you that, yeah, you can talk about juicy topics, but like it's something that stays within, and it's someone that you can trust. People know you're not this deceptive energy. People know that they can trust you. You're not deceptive like maybe all of the other people around your area are. You're very genuine, you're very supportive, you're very grounded, and yeah, you don't let the way people perceive you to affect how you move through life. And I feel like you're really good at dealing with the haters, or dealing with people who have different ideals than you do. All right, so we're going to switch into the tarot, get maybe a little bit more physical details of how people perceive you, or what they notice about you first. Yeah. All right, so we have the... Oh, this is the Nine of Swords. I thought it was the 8. I was like, we just had the 8. But again, so the first card that came out, this is kind of like your overall mental space. You are a little bit nervous, which is okay. It's okay to be nervous. If people really aren't your thing, I mean, if there are people you don't know, you could be a little bit anxious, what people kind of pick up at first. But also with the Nine of Swords is that you care so much. I feel like this is that heavy water sign energy coming through, is that you care so much about stuff. You're gonna overthink it. You're gonna kind of go over and over it again with this Labyrinth card. You're gonna go around in circles trying to figure out the answers to things. You're gonna be someone who stays up late at night and kind of does their investigation and just constantly runs your mind. You could be someone that constantly keeps other people up at night too. Doesn't have to be just your energy. Like, these people could see you once, like, at their local grocery store, and the next thing they know, they're up late at night trying to find you on social media, or just like constantly thinking about you. All right, so let's take a deeper look, I guess. Hands are still a really big thing, okay? Your hands, if you get your nails done, if you are a masculine and if you work with your hands, people could really like, when you like grip things like your forearm or your bicep as well. So also moving in, we have the Six of Wands. So you can be like super nervous. I feel like under the surface you might have a little bit of this, you know, anxiety streak where you're just constantly running through your head about how people perceive you like when you first meet them, but then, you know, after a while you're just kind of like, you know what, it's whatever, I can't change the past, I did the best I could. And I feel like these people will come back around because so many people want to stay in touch with you or, you know, touched by your energy, that people will actually follow you. And this could also be on social media, that people want to see you succeed. They want to see how you move through life and go forward with things. Your legs too. You could be someone who works out. If you're not someone who works out, okay, you just naturally have nice legs and nice arms. Definite swimmer bod. And then moving on, we do have the Five of Swords. So this is kind of like you're someone who's been really glowing up through life, okay? And if people just are now recognizing you and seeing you, they're like, man, you have came a long way. And it's almost like you changed overnight. But for those who have seen you go through this process, they've seen you just like win some uphill battles. And people are seeing that, you know, that might not have even just like toughened you up. You still have this like genuine, you know, feminine, flowy kind of energy, that you're still supportive and you're still grounded and humble, where you've been through hell and back to get where you are, but you're still, you might be a little bit hard to approach, to be honest. And that's because when people see you, they might think that you're just like so in your head game, like that they can't get through to you, that you're totally thinking about other things. Or some people might think, again, we do have some like haters slipping through here. Some of these people think that you think you're better than them. That's what they think, so take that with a grain of salt. But you're like, I didn't just like drop in here, like I actually put in the groundwork and made goals for myself and put the hours in. I didn't just like drop in and all of a sudden become who I am today. These are like miles that you've put in, you know, you've been through your marches and have done your hard work. We also have Jupiter out here. In this card, there's like a Jupiter right in the sky. Alright, and then the last card that we have is the Eight of Swords. So this is actually meant to be how people view you in more of the workspace. So like if you meet someone at work or in your educational field, so this could be like at school or something like that. You are someone who does not like conflict, who does not like drama, although it might be very prevalent around you, unfortunately with the deception card. People could think that maybe you like to gossip, but really you just like to be a part of the conversation, to kind of offer your support and offer, you know, maybe your guidance of how to move through the situation and through the conflict to find a resolution. People might perceive that as you like feeding into the conflict and feeding into the drama, but realistically, the Eight of Swords, you really want to cut that shit out. You aren't gonna deal with, you know, your friends putting that kind of energy towards you, but you know, one of your friends might be involved with the situation, or you might get pulled into something. But really, you're not someone to put up with the BS. If someone is like too controlling, either you could just have like an issue with maybe like really controlling bosses or managers and stuff like that. And so whenever you're just trying to intuitively do your job, because I feel like you're best when you have the ability to flow through your work or flow through, you know, controlling your education, as far as like just being really laissez-faire maybe with your educational stuff. But you're still really good. I mean, you've definitely gained a sense of fulfillment and a sense of success in your life. but I feel like you approach it at a little bit more water level, intuitive kind of pace. And so when someone tries to get too controlling, you're just kind of like a little bit combative with that authority. Or yeah, you just don't put up with that shit. That's icky. Oh my gosh, so we do have the Eight of Swords here twice. We have the Eight of Swords, which is this deception card, and then the Eight of Swords here in this deck. So this person who's talking shit might be someone you work with or someone you go to school with. Just be aware of that. They're hating on you. You know, maybe you just got there. It's your first year in the school, or it's your first year in the job, or you just got hired and you're already, you know, getting recognized, getting appraises, and just doing really well. And someone is not happy about that, guys. Just be careful of that. And don't let them get you down, okay? Late at night, they're the ones who have some thinking to do and have some deeper anxieties that they're just kind of projecting onto you. But you're gonna do well at, you know, kind of navigating the situation. People see that you know, if you don't pay so much attention to this kind of deceptive energy, you have so much more room for success. And you know, you're still so grounded. It's almost like, you know, you are too good for this energy, okay? Don't feel bad for prioritizing yourself and telling yourself, you know, you are too damn good for any of this kind of... Again, the Five of Swords too in traditional tarot can be very deceptive. Turn your back and don't improve upon yourself kind of energy. So that's not you. You're someone who actually is going to change over time, and like with your glow up, you're going to stay humble and you're going to stay motivated. People love your legs, something about your legs and your thighs, and also the forearms and hands. You could have shorter hair, and that could be like shoulder and up. Even if you are a masculine, you could have, you know, that kind of length hair, which in masculine terms can be considered long hair. In feminine terms can be considered short. So that's just something that people like about you. If you got straight bangs, work that ish. Okay, if you want to cut your bangs, cut them. Don't even think twice about it. You guys have a nice peach. You have a nice bum. The way that you walk, you have a very, very nice sway. People notice about that. You could have blue eyes. There's a lot of blue in the reading, a lot of grayish as well. If you have any kind of hair dye, do that. Definitely go for it. There's purple and red, and there's something about streaks as well. So you could be getting like multiple lines of it, or just like a single line of a dye. Do it. Go for it. A lot of you look like you walk or run a lot. Again, that just comes from the legs, apparently. Some of you might actually work out and have like a structured body shape. Some of you could have curly hair as well. Some of you guys wear toe rings. And I mean, if you wear toe rings and you got this Pisces card out there, you know they're gonna buy you your feet pics. Come on. All right. Yeah, that's really all I'm getting for you guys. That's kind of people's first perception of you for you pile number one. If you really like this video and you feel like it resonates with you, give the video a like. Let me know in the comments, you know, what all matches up with you, and subscribe to actually vote to see what videos I post next. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. All right, collective number 2, we have the amethyst point. What do people recognize and notice about you first? What are people's first perceptions of you? All right. Hello, pile number 2. You have the amethyst point. We are going to take a look at your oracle cards first to take a look at what people notice or recognize about you first, whether that's your physical build or anything about your mentality and the way that you carry yourself or just the vibe that you give off. All right. Ooh. All right, pile number 2. The first card that you guys have is this number 4 reflection. So y'all are deep in the sauce. People first notice that about you, that you're very, very, very intuitive. You're someone who sees deeper into situations, sees all of the micro possibilities, or, you know, just someone who has a really strong intuition about what will come to fruition. You could be a little bit psychic or just have a really strong intuition. You see more than just what's on the surface level. You see all the tiny little details. You're someone who's really good at noticing details. With the reflection card, you're just always so deep in thought. You could have really mysterious eyes. I feel some of you, you know, you kind of do like the tilt lean where like you're just kind of like leaning posted up and just staring, but very mysteriously, like ominously, you know, that kind of word. Clarifying that's a very reflective, you know, kind of crown chakra, super intuitive, super into thought. Clarifying that, we have the Scorpio card. So this is not sign specific, okay? You don't have to be a Scorpio. You could also be any other water sign. You could just have really heavy Scorpio water energies in your chart, or Scorpio rising. Regardless, you give off the vibe that you're just unbothered, okay? With this reflection card and the Scorpio card. Now, let me tell you, as a Scorpio myself, okay? You guys are just, you're just very unbothered, okay? Some people might think that you're very hard to approach because you exuberate such strong mental energies that if people were to walk up to you, you would just burn them down with your laser beam eyes. They were just going to melt. People with this reflection card, so it could go a little bit of both ways. You know, some people, they like to be judgmental. Some people could think that you are a little bit self-absorbed. With the reflection card can be someone who stares at themselves a lot. So you could be, you know, self-absorbed, concerned about the way that you look. But really, you are just presentable to the fact where people can't stop looking at you. Also, your hair could be something that grabs a lot of attention. Scorpio also rules, you know, our sexual, reproductive areas. So this could just be your natural curvature and the natural sex appeal that you have within your own body. You could be someone who dresses very modest. So with this reflection card, you only let people see what you want them to see. So you could be very selective about how you dress, and what kind of clothing you wear that like accentuates the shape of your body. So if you dress, you know, if you dress in like really loose clothing, if you dress like, you know, sweatpants, sweater, you know, whatever, you pull it off. And you look like you don't give a shit at that point what people think of you, because you're presenting to them, you know, how you're feeling, how you want them to perceive you. Is like, I'm not here to impress you, okay? I'm here to grab my grocery list, okay? But if you're dressing fine as fuck, you know how to accentuate, you know, what colors match your hair and your eyes, and you know how to present yourself and have people like staring at you like you're a part of their mirror and they cannot get enough of. We also have thriving. So ironically, there's a giraffe here. So people be like extending their necks to see you, but people also see you as this thriving card, as someone who is, you could be like out of reach to some people. You could be like at a distance. People could see you on social media and be like, oh my gosh, wow, just like gazing at you from afar. But also people see you doing really well, that you could have been a little bit awkward at like your younger ages, or when you first started presenting yourself, stepping out into the public eye, or, you know, doing whatever it is that you do. We all were a little bit awkward in the beginning when social media was, you know, like, opening. So you could be someone who's came a long way and has finally found their footing in what they want to do in life, or, you know, their hobbies and activities that you partake in. You're really starting to make progress and starting to show how thriving you are in these environments. I need a drink of my coffee. Okay. Also, there's a lot of pinks so far. And if you're a masculine energy that doesn't wear a lot of pinks, light pink can still be a very, very flattering color, okay? If you're pulling off the bright pinks, you're gonna get talked about, but we have this 10 of Wands out here, confidence, okay? You guys will get into this, but don't be afraid to wear like those kinds of colors that are untraditional or like very bright colors. I feel like really work for you guys. Also, we do have Larimar here. Again, another really prevalent water crystal, Larimar. And it says sensitive emotions. Times of heightened emotions and sensitivity call for extra self-care and gentleness. So, with the Scorpio also being a water sign and the reflection card, people get the vibe that you could be like a stay-at-home body as well. You only go out every so often. So when people really do get to see you out in out in public, you're like almost exotic with this giraffe card. So like again, people really take you in and actually like stare at you. You might not notice it. You could feel it because you're a very intuitive person, it looks like. But people get a very, very seductive and emotional, you know, very deep sense of who you are. So people want to get to know more about you. It's almost like an addictive flow that they don't want to stop. But people could see too, like you wear your emotions on your sleeve, but I feel like that comes with this reflection card. If you want people to see you as like, don't fuck with me, don't talk to me, I got my headphones in, I'm trying to get shit done, I'm trying to get where I need to go, people will pick up on that with this sensitive emotions. So whatever energy you try to send out to people with whatever your mood is or what you're trying to attract, people will recognize that. So it's gonna affect how they're perceiving you. Just be aware of that. We also have this Fortitude card, which is Lady's Mantle. There's a Hamza sign in the middle. You could be someone who, for some reason, whenever I see this, I think of tattoos or like necklaces is where you commonly see the Hamza. So, I mean, you could just definitely be a really spiritual person who wears that out in public, okay? Who is not afraid to show that you're on a spiritual journey. You're not afraid to share the lessons you've learned, because the Scorpio actually talks about life and death, okay? And rebirth, and that spirituality that comes along with those lessons along the way. So people really pick up on that you've been through a lot and you've learned a lot of lessons, and you're able to withdraw things even from past lives that you've reflected on and you've actually learned the lessons from, and now you can apply them into your future, and you're not afraid to share those, and people see that you've been through a lot. It could be scary and like untraditional for a lot of people. I feel like you come across as untraditional, so some people might be a little bit afraid of that. And we also have that, again, 10 of Wands, this confidence card. So confidence comes from within. You could have a really lovely voice. You could be a very, very good speaker. You could be someone who's really good at public speaking or just knows how to say the right things at the right time. You could be really confident in the things that you say and the things that you support. You're really well researched with the reflection card. You know what you're talking about before you start spitting your facts. You already have everything formatted, cited, ABA format, Chicago format. I don't know what they use nowadays, but I'm not too confident in that. But anyways, you have a really lovely smile. You carry yourself with such confidence, and this confidence is so strong that it allows you to present yourself and give off the kind of energy that you're wanting people to perceive you at. It's not really manipulative. It's just kind of like a water ability where the energy and emotions that you put out is what you're attracting, or like the image that you're sending to people. I feel like you have such a heightened, thrived intuition that people are able to like almost mentally, you're like able to mentally send people messages and like affect how they're viewing you, if that makes sense. I don't know if it's making sense, but hope you're picking up on what I'm trying to lay down. So we're gonna go into the tarot cards to get a more defined definition. All right, so the first card that we have is the Ace of Pentacles. You could have really, really, really nice hands. You could have a nice home as well. Again, there is some kind of disconnect where people just really love your presence, and it's almost like people only get a slice of the pie. They want the whole pie and plus another batch of it. So people really appreciate the time that they have around you. They value every second of it, and you leave people wanting more. And I feel like that a lot of that does come from the seductive Scorpio side of things, where you leave people wondering and wanting more, and like you leave them with more questions than you do answers. And also, there is a very strong sex appeal to you, which could just be natural as well. This isn't something that you try to, what is the word? Like you try to extradite or try to make to your profit or use to seduce people. There is just a natural sex appeal to you regardless. And you have the Eight of Wands out here. The Eight of Wands talks about fleeting, sexual desires as well, if you take it traditionally. In this case too, the Eight of Wands, some feminine energies can find you a little bit threatening. It's only natural. I mean, some women just get offended, so that don't take that personally. And I mean, it's hard not to be insecure in today's day and age. You see how many beautiful women they are. It's hard, to make sure you're always supporting them instead of being like, wow, I wish I had what they have. So coming from a feminine myself, I get the perspective. But anyways, you do just have a natural sex appeal that people are instantly like, whoa. And you have that strong Ace of Pentacles, very grounded energy, but yet you're coming from such an ethereal, I don't know how to say that word, a very divine space. Like you're coming from a gift from the heavens, but yet you're like hell sent because you're like so sexy. And you're so confident. You have a lot of fire energy to you, but at the same time, you have a lot of water as well. We also have the Page of Swords. So again, you're someone who comes across a very intelligent, very well spoken, someone who's definitely out to go get what you have your eyes set on. And with this thriving card, I mean, you have goals and you exceed those. And people see you in the progress, in the beginning steps, or somewhere along the process. They see you moving towards these goals. They see that you dream so big. We also have the it's considered the star card, I believe, or Aquarius. So again, we just get more watery air vibes. Aquarius, yes, because obviously it's a swords card. So you could be someone who is really good at technology as well. You could be someone who posts a lot on social media. If you don't post a lot on social media, people definitely watch you there, and they're just watching and waiting with this Eight of Swords. So whenever you do post something, people are just on it, or people see it right away, and it's just like, oh, there they are again. What have they been up to? People instantly want to like see what you've been doing in the meantime. Sorry, my grandfather clock is just banging right now. Okay. All right. And so we also had that Ace of Pentacles with the Page of Swords. So if you ever are a salesperson, people would definitely buy whatever you're selling. People want to, engage in your product as well. The last card that we have is meant to kind of show how people view you in your career, your workspace area, and also your educational field. So if you're like in school, if you're in classes, whatnot. We have the Two of Wands. So people could see you as like For some of you, people see you as like a teacher's pet, but I feel like that's not an accurate representation of you. I feel like you're just so confident in yourself and maybe in the answers that, you know, you're really able to present it. But the thing is, too, you present it in a way that if you speak it out loud, people actually understand your answer. So you could be really good at helping other students, helping with group projects. You could be a tutor as well. We had that Page of Swords. If you're a tutor too, I mean, you're really good at that. In your workspace area, people could want to spend, you know, like time with you outside of work. People could want to become your friends. And for some of you, there's people that like want, like if you're feminine or like, you know, you're in the restroom, if you've ever been in a girl's bathroom, you know, those kinds of conversations that go down. People want to have these kinds of conversations with you, and they want to be like, oh my gosh, you look so good today, and like actually praise you. So there's quite a bit of support around you in the workplace. It's more of a like, if you can't beat them, join them mentality. And that's a good mentality to have. Like I said, if some people are threatened by you, the way you look physically, they might want to be your friend instead of, you know, hating against you. Because I feel like even if they hated against you because of how confident you are, it's almost like you wouldn't give a shit. With that Scorpio vibe in the reflection card, you're like, I'm too busy doing my work and looking at like my inner work and also what I have in front of me, that you're gonna rise above that shit. With the thriving card, you're already too good for that kind of negative vibrational energy, and you're so sensitive that, you know, you're such a caring person, you don't want to create enemies, and you're very spiritual. So I can see that people being like, you actually have a piece of wisdom with you that they could actually learn from you rather than trying to make an enemy of you. Alright, so physically, yes, the Scorpio vibes do give off the body shape. Again, hair is a big thing. There is a lot of water and fire energy in this reading, so take that as it resonates. Let's see. With the Page of the Page of Swords, I keep saying that wrong. In the Eight of Wands, you could be someone who is into physical activities, so you could actually take care of your physical body. Also with the Ace of Pentacles, that could be like someone who is into lifting as well. So you could just be someone who actually pays attention to what you eat and how you treat your body. You don't have to be like a power lifter or someone who works out. You could just naturally have a nice build to you. You could have a, you know, broader chest and wider hips. That's ultimately what the reproduction body shape is. If you are a masculine watching this energy, you could have really nice pecs. You could have a nice body. You leave women swoon. Women definitely want to talk to you more. They could definitely like watch you on social media. Some of you like have a really nice neck and shoulder line as well, like a collarbone with this giraffe here. Really nice hands with the hamza, you know, you have nice hands. Some of you could have nice body art as well. If you do wear jewelry, I feel like it's very subtle, very tasteful, and it definitely draws attention to those areas on your body, and people just like faint with that. You have really good sense of taste in your style with what you wear, and for some of you, I'm getting like your perfume or your cologne is just absolutely amazing. Where you buy that, because I need some. Yeah, definitely with the like smell of you, even like the natural smell of you. If you're like forget to wear deodorant one day and someone smells you, it's almost like not even bad. It's like our natural way of picking up pheromones, or like our natural instinct of someone's smell. People like that smell about you. I'm not saying, you know, go every day without deodorant, but it's just like a natural thing that you put out and people like smell and they actually like it. Alright, well, that's all I'm getting for you guys, pile number 2. If this did resonate with you, please let me know down in the comments. you could give the video a like or subscribe to actually vote to see more of my future videos and vote to see what I post next. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Collective number 3. I'm missing a card. What do people first think of you? What are people's first perception of you? We're gonna start to speed it up. All right. Collective number 3 with the Moldavite. What are people's first perceptions of you? What do people first think about you? What do they first notice about you, whether that's physically or your mentality and your way that you carry yourself? So we're going to take a look at the oracle cards first. Let's take a look. All right, so collective number 3. You guys, if you're not like an older person, okay, I'm in my early 20s. So if you're someone who is, past your 20s, or if you're in your 20s, kind of, reaching your 30s, I don't know what to call it without insulting people. Age is a beautiful thing. And you guys in pile number 3, if you're young or old, you have aged in a really positive way, especially if you are getting older. Fine wine, honey. Fine wine. So the first card that we have is number 6, fulfillment. So this is actually heart chakra energy. When people see you, they want to know your life story, okay? That could be a lot off the bat. I feel like for some of you, you could be a little bit slow to open up. But for a lot of you, you're willing to share your experiences, your life story, and how you've came to be who you are today. And people, when they meet you, they want to know that kind of stuff about you. They want to know the depths of like your heart, who hurt you in the past, okay? Who made you who you are today? What kind of unexpected changes did you run into in the past? Or, even if you're still young, people want to know your life story and what experiences you've had and what your perceptions were of the situations that you've been through and like things that you've experienced. People really feel a genuine heart chakra energy around you. People feel very fulfilled with you, almost like their heart's so full and they just love spending time with you. They love being around your energy. They can't get enough of you either. It's like a book that you just keep wanting the sequel and the trilogy to keep on going, and you just want to stay in contact with this person for the rest of their life. We also have Saturn. So taking this card for face value, Saturn is a very, very wise old man. And Saturn has all of these ideas and perceptions of the world and the way it's structured. Saturn actually rules Capricorn. So people could be really into your facial hair if you have any, if you're a masculine. Capricorn also ruling like your shoulders and your arms and biceps, as well as like your hands too. But yeah, facial hair is sticking out really well. So if you're a feminine and you actually have like long, luscious hair, I feel like some of you have thick hair. But more importantly, this is giving off the impression that you have some sacred knowledge about like the world and where it's been. If you're not an older person, you definitely look older than your age, and people think that you're always like older than what you are in a good way. And if you're older, people always think that you're like younger than what you are, but like you have such an old soul presence that is very wise and knowledgeable. People want that from you. We also have, because I mean, Capricorn rules business, Capricorn rules the structures of society, to say. So you're someone that knows the you're just like a really good business person, or just someone who's super wise and like knows the answers to all these weird things and answers to the world. You could be someone who's really into politics as well. People might think that at first. Also, we have diligence. This card talks again about perspective. The bird is way above the fields here. So you're someone who has been able to go through all these experiences and learn enough to kind of remove yourself to get more perspective on the situations that you're going through. People watch you from afar, so people could definitely be watching you on social media. People who you work with that Capricorn kind of energy, or people that have more of a business desire with you. A lot of people would consider you as a really good business partner. You're someone who also goes on like you're almost like a hermit kind of energy. You can have some Virgo energy as well. So you could be someone who steps out into the public eye, but then it's almost like you go quiet for like so long, for a little bit, to kind of reestablish yourself and recharge yourself. And people are always like, oh my god, where'd they go? I haven't heard from them. What are they up to with this 6 fulfillment card? People are always wanting to hear and see more about you and read, what you're posting, and kind of stay on tab with you for some reason. We also have Rubelite, passion and purpose. Your enthusiasm gives you energy and motivation to work on a meaningful project that's dear to your heart. So people find you as very, very inspirational. There's a lot of green and blue in your reading, so heart chakra and kind of like third eye, throat chakra. People love to hear what you're saying, and people love to listen to you. They find you very, very motivating. You could be like a really good motivational speaker, and if you aren't, then you just drive people to do their best in life. And also they see so much potential that you've reached, or like things that you've accomplished, and it just makes people want to have that same kind of success. We also have here finding space, Starflower. So this card also talks about, like, in its book definition, it gives like a description of silver screen movie star kind of vibes. So I mean, it's called Starflower, so if you take that literally. But people definitely see you as the star of the show. Can be kind of like Aquarius energies as well. You're someone who, again, is very timeless. If you're an older person, people definitely see you as wise. You've seen, I don't know, the card is so weird how it talks about theatrics and like superstars. I don't know if you're really prevalent on social media, or like if you get a lot of likes and a lot of attention. People see you as someone who, if someone sees you on the street, they're like, wow, I bet that person is like has a huge Instagram following or something like that. And if you're not someone who does, you could be definitely more old-fashioned, but people could think that you look like someone famous, okay? They could like mistake you for a famous actress or actor. If not, they could see you being someone who is into that kind of spotlight energy, who's used to having people look to them for advice or for leadership or direction. And with that Saturn Capricorn energy, you're definitely someone who gives off big boss vibes, but it's like that cool boss. That's very rare that you get one that is very wise about their job field and very inspirational and driving force of the business, but yet, wants to keep you coming back to work, which is really rare. We also have the 6 of Earth, or the 6 of Pentacles, knowledge. So you're someone who's really good with numbers, really good with books. People think that you are very, very smart and knowledgeable. Wow, who would have guessed? This card also talks about the smell. You guys could have like a musky, really good smell. So like this is like outside, earthy kind of vibes. It also talks about the smell of like older books, which is like a good thing. It's not a bad thing, but you just like, you smell older. I don't know. You smell like mature, okay? So you just present yourself in a very, like, you know who you are, you know where you're going in the world, you know what you want to accomplish and what you want to achieve in this lifetime, and you inspire people to reach out and learn more about what they want to accomplish in this lifetime and how they can have a better understanding of who they are and what they're meant to be in this lifetime. You have a really good sense, apparently, that you know where you're wanting to go and what you want to do. If you're like, you know what, I don't even know what I'm going to have for dinner, I don't even know what I'm going to do tomorrow, you definitely make people think that you have it all under control. So let's dive a little bit deeper into your tarot cards and see what their first impression of you is like. All right, so the kind of overarching first impression that you have on people is this Nine of Wands. So you could be a little bit defensive, but it's almost like if you shoot someone down, they're gonna try again. So it's like almost like you're a little bit hard to get through to with this number 6 fulfillment card. Again, I feel like when people meet you, they want to know everything about you at first, but you are so wise and cunning and almost like you have this deep sacred, knowledge that you don't share with everyone. You put people through the works at first to make sure that they're worthy to get to know that kind of side of you. So I feel like, again, you are a little bit reserved with the diligence card. You do keep your distance. So you could be someone who is a little bit standoffish, who keeps their guard. You could be someone who is very, cautious about how you manage people. So you might be really careful of how you shake hands, how you touch people. So this is being very conscious of how you interact physically with people, and you could definitely be someone who keeps their distance. Which today's day, nowadays is not a bad thing if you're watching this when it was posted. But I mean, some people might take that personally, but other people who see just how cautious and how wise you are, and some people think you're famous, so like a lot of famous people don't want to talk and touch everyone that they meet. Why would they? But I'm getting like Keanu Reeves vibes. Okay, if you know who that is, he's amazing. All right, we also have the 7 of Swords. So this is meant to be kind of like more of your I don't know, I was getting this backwards. Okay, so people could really like your arms and your biceps. You could be someone who's actually really strong. I feel like you could be someone who lives on a farm or lives out like in the wilderness. I don't know. Again, there's kind of like that hermit vibe. If you're someone who lives in the city, you might be someone who's like, damn, I need to get out of the city for a week and just kind of like work on myself and find myself, because I feel like you're just so into that. But also, people see you as hardworking. You're someone who doesn't really like to ask for help, who doesn't really like to stray or maybe talk to strangers. I feel like you could be definitely introverted, not very social, which is not a bad thing. You're kind of like a hidden gem, with the Starflower card, Finding Grace. You're almost like, you're a hidden gem, and I feel like that's because you don't open up to people right away, that you're just a little bit more introverted, that you've refined yourself and you've refined your skills and your lessons that you've learned over the years and really took those to heart. And so now you're just like someone who continues on life with all this knowledge, and people are like, wow, I wish I knew half of what they're thinking, or why are they doing what they're doing. If people see you out being productive, they want to know why you're doing what you're doing. They want to know all the details with this fulfillment card. Why are you doing that? And then what? And then what? Why? People always want to stop and ask you questions about what's your next move? What's your next plan? Like, people want to pick up on that kind of stuff with you. Also, and you're probably like, why you need to know? Like, you're combative probably with that. You could be, again, a little bit defensive, but protective of your energy. And maybe you're someone who moves quietly. You don't like to, put out your game plans for everyone to see and get the jump on you, We also have here the Empress card. Again, that very stoic, really nurturing, grounded, divine knowledge kind of energy with the Saturn card and the Finding Grace Starflower card and the Knowledge card. The Empress card definitely contains this kind of energy. People see you as very, very attractive, whether you're male or female. With the Empress card, people want a piece of that. You could be someone who, you could show this a lot. Maybe you're someone who likes to flaunt your energy but doesn't really reach out to people, again with the reservedness that I'm picking up with you. But with the Finding Grace Starflower card, you know how hot you are, okay? You might act like you're like not all that, but really you are all of that and some. You guys get a nice body, a nice face. Saturn is with Capricorn, does talk about bone structure, body structure, your posture, the way you sit. You guys could be very muscular. Even if you're not muscular, your bone structure, the way your body's built is like a fucking star, okay? So like, excuse my language if you don't like it, I cuss every now and then. It's just when it's needed, okay? And you guys, with the Empress out here, we also have the Knight of Wands right next to it. The Knight of Wands talks about someone who is definitely worth pursuing. This is meant to be actually how people view you in your workspace, your career space, or, you know, your educational space. So if you're in high school, if you're in school, if you're in high school, you're only watching this if you're 18, okay, for all my videos. But if you're in college, in education, you know, if someone meets you, what's their first impression of you? So the Knight of Wands, sorry. The Knight of Wands can be seen as a little bit fleeting. They are someone who loves adventures, loves to go out on their own. It's kind of like a wishy-washy in and out kind of energy though. So you could be seen as someone, we kind of got that vibe here with the Diligence card, as someone who keeps their distance. You could be someone who is very, very attractive, but you just might be, you know, not ready for a commitment. People might pick up on that a little bit, but people are like, wow, you know, you are very, very attractive. You're very wise. You have a lot that you have learned and you have so much potential. It would be hard for someone to encapsulate that or like, you know, keep you too grounded. You might feel that people hold you back and your potential back, especially with the Seven of Swords here and that Nine of Wands, that kind of defensive energy. And with the Empress, you could feel like people could, you know, or relationships could hold you back. So people might already pick that up on you. Let's see. You're really well on your own too. So this is like people's first perceptions of you in the workplace or in education. You're very creative. You're able to kind of be like, you might be a procrastinator, but once you do get down to make your work, it's phenomenal. You do it really well with that Star card. And you know, if the inspiration or the motivation's not coming to you, you don't force it until it's there. So that's what makes it so great. And we have the Empress card, so you're very patient with other people. People think that you can be very patient, but like once your mind has been made up, you don't go back. People can see like maybe you don't like to ask for help because you are so self-efficient, which I feel like you are. You do give a little bit of in and out vibes. Maybe it's just non-committal. It's not for everyone, okay? Maybe you're just not ready for that, okay? That's all right. And you're very, very wise. I can't stress that enough with this knowledge card. In the Starflower, you are just kind of like, you have all this hidden knowledge that maybe you know about the world and spirituality, but you don't really share it with everyone, or you're really selective of who you share your life story and your self-secrets about. People want to know more about you because they find you so motivational. They want to know what motivated you, who hurt you, that drove you to your success, okay? People want to know more about that. Be careful with who you're sharing your secrets with, pile number 3. So I hope that resonated with you guys. If it did, please let me know down in the comments. You can give the video a like or subscribe to vote to see what videos I post next, like this one. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. All right, collective number 4. What are people's first impressions of you? What do people first perceive about you? All right, collective number 4. You guys have the Shivalingam. Collective number 4. What are people's first impressions of you? Let's take a look at your oracle cards first. Whoa, okay. Collective number 4. We got some very angelic gurus in this pile. You guys are definitely like angel vibes. People who are really into religion or spirituality, you exuberate that kind of energy. People pick up right away how divine you are. You are really in touch with maybe your spirit, your life's purpose, your soul connections. You definitely express that. So the first card that we have is number 44, blessings. There's already a double digit out here in your reading, and I'm gonna let you know that there's a lot of duality throughout your reading, which is very ironic for choosing the Shiva Lingam, because this talks about it. I mean, it's Tibetan, but it does talk about the masculine and feminine energies, very much so prevalent in your reading, and you are a very, very balanced person. If you're someone who, even balanced people, for the most part, we have our ups and down days, okay? We have days where we're more into the masculine and more into the feminine. Some days, you're just in a higher vibration than the next. But ultimately, you're a very balanced and evened out person. You're a very wise person who's very much so in touch with spirit. You could definitely be someone who channels messages, who shares your gifts with the public and shares your knowledge. You could be someone who posts on social media, or, maybe you share with your family and friends these ideas and experiences that you have, and you really just put your energy out into the world. And whenever people see you, their first impression is that you are a literal gift from God. Okay, you're really blessed, you're very touched, you have a very gentle and airy sensation to you. This is also heart chakra vibes, so people feel that they can trust you instantly and that there's someone that they can go to for advice. They feel almost like blessed with your presence, and you're such a easy-go-lucky, happy-go-lucky kind of person. With that duality, the first card that we have clarifying that is Gemini. So you don't have to be an actual Gemini air sign, but this is just kind of what people are drawn to for you, and this is your duality. Again, that masculine feminine energies are very much so in balance. You could be someone who expresses both sides of yourself. You could be non-binary, you could be anything in between, on that spectrum, but you've become so at peace with who you are, and it took you a while to probably figure that out, but now you are so comfortable with who you are and how you express yourself. I feel like you're a lot more at peace with that. If you're someone who doesn't feel that way, people are definitely perceiving that about you. And that could just mean that you've came a lot more farther than what you are giving yourself credit for on your own journey, on your soul's journey. The Gemini rules about duality. So we think about 2 hands, 2 feet, 2 shoulders. This could also be symmetrical with your face as well. So like you could have a really symmetrical body shape. If you have one eyebrow higher than the other or anything like that, anything that's different on the mirrored side, that's what gives you like a sense of definition, okay? So people really notice that and admire that about you. Some of you could have siblings as well, or you could look like someone else, so people really notice that. That could be like someone famous or someone that this person just knows that you happen to look like or remind them of. There is a lot of air in this reading. The next card that we have is simplicity. So this card talks about such grace. The feather just moves through the air with such poise and such grace and just falls so gently. You could have a gentle voice, a gentle touch, smooth skin. You guys could walk like a supermodel, whether you're a male or a female, okay? You just have this confident flow to you, a confident strut that people are just like, you know, they want to walk up to you and ask how your day is going. You're a very pleasant person to talk to. With all this air in this reading, you could again be someone who is really good at public speaking or with counseling other people. People just want to talk to you and get to know you and literally be blessed by your presence. They feel like you're someone that if they were to meet and befriend, that you would be someone who is constantly feeding positive energy into their life, which is rare nowadays. We also have fluorite, natural beauty and authenticity. Be yourself as God made you, naturally attractive and lovable, inside and out. Wow. Well, with this simplicity card, you could be someone who wears little to no makeup. And holla, if you do wear makeup, okay? It's just naturally a part of who you are and your self-expression, and you pull it up flawlessly. And it's something that doesn't look so harsh. And even if you do wear a lot of makeup, it's just your self-expression, and people really get that about you. And you do it in such a genuine way, in such a balanced way, that it really just looks nice, okay? And if you wear little to no makeup, especially, you know, if you're a masculine energy who doesn't partake in that kind of activities, you're still just breathtaking, okay? You guys have a very structured face, and you just look so beautiful, okay? There's something about you guys. With the fluorite card, again, if you take fluorite, I mean, you can think of like toothpaste. And so you guys could have really nice teeth, a nice smile, a really, really humble, what is it called? Stomach rumbling laugh. I don't know. You guys have a cute giggle. You have a cute laugh. People love that. Also, again, can we notice the sun and the moon kind of aspect, that duality going on here? If you guys aren't balanced, take one day or one quick break to meditate, and this will be achieved with ease for you guys. We also have Heart's Home. Hawthorne talks about being grounded and reaching into the spirit world on the current planet of Earth that we're on. We have mountains, valleys, sun, water, sun and moon. Really grounding ourselves into each of these elements and really drawing from them. You're someone who is very balanced, someone who has their head in the right space and has their feet firmly planted on the ground. So if you're trying to move through life and trying to achieve any hopes and dreams that you have, people are definite that you are going to achieve those with ease. And if you're someone who is still in the beginning process of those, you're really good at making connections, you know, professionally and intimately that help you step into those areas of your life. People really think their first impression of you too is that you have a really good smell to you with all this air quality as well. And we have the number 2 of Pentacles, breath. Again, this talks about meditation. There's so much repetitiveness and accuracy and consistency in these oracle cards. So, I mean, do I really need to repeat myself? The breath talks about being just fully present. When you have a conversation with someone, you're looking them in the eyes and you're talking to them. You're not talking at them, you're talking with them. You're enjoying their space and their conversation. You're taking everything they say to heart. People really respect anything that you tell them. They honor it. They trust that you are being truthful at all times and that you speak from a place of love and care and not judgment and spite or anything like that. Again, you could be really good with singing. You could have a really great singing voice. Your voice tone could be really admirable. Gemini, 2 things, duals. You have 2 lungs, of course, which mirror each other, so you could have a really good chest space. If you're a female, you could have a really just defined chest, whether that's larger chest or even if you have a flat chest, okay, work that shit. It just matches who you are and your purity and your simplicity, okay? If you work with what you got, you do it with really, really good taste, okay? And if you're a masculine, You know, if you have a really broad chest, you know, cheers to you. If you're masculine and you're like, wow, I just feel really underdeveloped or just not confident in my body, people look beyond that kind of stuff with you, okay? They see what's on the inside. And if it's even someone who's not spiritual, this forces them to see that. They can just pick up that sense of who you are and your divine blessings and your divine presence here on the earth, okay? All right, let's take a look into your tarot cards here, kind of speeding things up as I'm running out of time. What do people first notice about you? Okay, so the first two, we have the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. So again, like I was saying, people really take what you say and what you do. They appreciate everything and they feel like it is just divinely orchestrated. The way you move, the things that you touch, the way that you touch things or the way that you say things, the way that you just move through your life. People are just, they get their breath taken away by you because of how gentle and how peaceful you are and how genuine you are. It's very, very rare to come by someone as accomplished at this balanced in duality as you are. So it's just very fresh breath of air to other people. People could really value your time and your space, and this could leave them wanting more, because I feel like you have such a relaxed aura that spreads on to other people that they just want to spend more time with you or have more opportunities to be around you. People could definitely try to engage with you online as well with the Page of Swords. So people can really watch and take into consideration whatever you put out and say into the world, because they value your opinion and they value what you have to say. We also have the Hierophant card, or the Hierophant card. You are a very I take the word simple as in like you're very easy to love with the Hierophant card. People see you as so balanced that maybe you don't need anyone else if you are single and you're not looking. If you are committed, you're just very easy to love, and you're so balanced, and I feel like you're so divinely touched that maybe you communicate really good in your relationships with the Page of Swords and the Hierophant card. You're a very committed person. You're very organized with the Page of Pentacles. You're maybe very driven towards your goals, and you actually work towards those, just like you continue to work on your relationships, not only your intimate relationships, your family relationships, and your relationship with God, Source, and Spirit, which is why you are just so blessed throughout your life, I feel like. This last card here is going to look into your career aspects if you meet someone at work or in your educational field. Again, we have another page. This is the Page of Wands. You're someone who is really, really creative, really inspired, and I feel like because of how balanced you stay in your energies, that you're able to create from a source of peace and of balance, that, you know, the inspiration just constantly flows through you. Not to say that some days you don't have any blockages, but I mean, the Page of Wands is someone who's very meticulous as well. People definitely notice you. So we had the Hierophant card right before this. So no matter how simplistic or exotic you are and how well you balance those aspects of yourself, people notice you. People will want to date you, okay? The Hierophant's about commitment. The Page of Wands is definitely someone who's like fresh, new, hot, young. Even if you're not young, you definitely have a really appealing vibration to you because of how balanced you are in your head and heart space, that people find you very mature and easy to love, like I was saying. The Page is someone who is ready to just go forward and put their energy towards someone who has so much energy, and it's kind of funny. But you could be someone who's just unavailable. I feel like for some of you, you're just not interested in relationships, or maybe you already have someone, so you're a little bit out of reach from normal people or other people. Not to say anyone else isn't normal, but You're really creative at your job. You exceed really well. You exceed the expectations that are put upon you. And you set the path for moving forward as well. People see you as very innovative with also the Page of Pentacles as well. You could be an entrepreneur or someone that has plans to go so far in your life, and you might just be in the early stages, but you definitely have potential. People know that if they're willing to put their money down, they could definitely put their money down on you, and you will deliver. You're very reliable, very balanced. People can rely on you for sure. As far as your physicality goes, there's a lot of light energy here. So of course that could be like lighter blues as far as eye colors and blonde hair. Definitely lighter colors. If you are darker, we're not going to exclude that. This is mostly energetic colors, obviously, that come up here through like your aura. So let's take a look. Physically, your arms are another thing too. So you could be someone who likes to talk and move and show things with your arms, or like the things that you create, I feel like, are also more important of what draw attention. You have a really beautiful side profile. So like your nose and your jawline and your lips and your brows, like your side profile is just amazing. You have really great posture. Sorry, I burped. Really good posture and a really good eye. So like you're really good at measuring things or judging things. So yeah. All right, well, that's really all I have for you guys. Sorry to make this quick and short. Of course, I do offer personalized readings. So if you feel like this reading resonated with you, please let me know. I love to read the comments. Also, give the video a like or subscribe to vote for more of my future videos, as this one was voted top #1. So go ahead and request what you want me to see next, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.